Hi guys, welcome back. Oh my God, last night. Well, first of all, it was 118 degrees in the desert yesterday. It was so hot. I slept most of the day because I'm up at night. But oh my God, if you just walked outside at night, it was over 100 degrees last night in the middle of the night. I just cannot wait for this summer to end. I really can't. So I did the lecture on the leaf. I had several people send me their leaf pictures already. It was really quick. And I just wanted to share two of them that I thought were really good. And since I didn't do a full demo of the bottom layer, this was a really good example of what your bottom layers should look like. Once I show this to you, then we're going to do a little bit on the detail, and I'm going to teach you some detail tricks. So the first person we have happens to be named Lori. I thought her picture was great. What I liked about it is it was very smoothly done. It's very light, and she's been working. I see the way she's been working out her colors, and I like that very much about it. It looks like she's using Prismacolor, and she's gotten the right idea about keeping the green yellows, and she made up a nice little palette for herself that are the colors that I chose. Mine's already finished. Like, I have my whole entire thing is ready to be uploaded. Where I'm going to be doing the full demo for you from start to finish with the details. So I think Lori's was exactly what yours should be looking like. But I don't want you to copy theirs. I want you to do your own from the reference photo. Now, the second one was from Els. 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 I loved hers. I really absolutely loved hers. And what impressed me about it was, well, first of all, she's using Polychromos. She's using the oil pencils. She picked out very similar colors that I would have chosen also, and very similar colors that Lori picked out. So that's really good. They all have a yellow undertone. And what I loved about Elle's picture is when you look at it, you already know the style. That these are going to be a realistic looking leaf. They're not cartoony. You almost can guess that it's going to look real, right off the bat. All she really has to do going further is develop it, get more layers on in the same way that she's been doing it with her bottom layer. She's got very smooth strokes. Everything is very clean and in the right places. All her shadows are in the right places. And I was so impressed. I'm like, wow. And you could see the difference between doing it the old way, where you're just inventing where to put your lights and your darks, and doing each leaf individually. You can really see that her leaf is going to bend upward towards the light with the top bending inward. And she's got that bottom vein popping out already in one layer. So kudos. Both of you ladies did a fantastic job. Now I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing today. Now, this is not my picture. Well, I did this picture, but it's supposed to demonstrate what not to do, not what to do. Okay? It's supposed to be like a mess. Okay? Now, I wanted to point out some things. First of all, if this is supposed to be bottom layer, I went way too heavy. I practically used up that tooth in one layer. My hands are too hard. Second, I'm not blending anything into each other softly. I got lights and darks in the right places as far as what the picture is going to look like, but by far it's looking more cartoony than it does realistic. What a difference between going too hard, too fast. This took me about 5 minutes to scribble. Look at the difference between this and those ladies' pictures. With this, I won't be able to take it much further than this, and I've only put about 1 or 2 layers on it. Also, edges. Edges need to be clean. Now, if you notice, even one mark outside the lines already makes this picture look not good. So we're going to take a look at the eraser that I use. Now, in the demo video, I'm going to be demonstrating this again and talking about it, but I wanted to show you how to use this eraser to create details in a picture. It's a tool. The eraser is a tool. It's not just for erasing. It creates minute details. I use the AFMAT. I rarely ever charge it. I charged it today because I wanted it to be working at full capacity, but I don't even remember the last time I put this on the charge. So the battery life is great. You can see it has some tape around it. That is not because something happened to this one. I had one before that was working just fine, and I knocked it off my desk, and I have concrete floors in my craft room, and it went smashing down onto the floor, and I think it broke into 100 pieces. If I had had tape on it to hold it together, it probably wouldn't have even been broken. So as soon as I got this new one, the replacement, I put tape on it. So it does stay together. It was fine. Everything's perfect about it. And I just had to have my tape so that in case I knock it off the desk again, I stand a chance. Okay, so these come with, oh, another thing. I'm sorry. I have paint all over my nails. And if you think my nails are bad, you should see what my clothing looks like. Last night, it was way too hot in my craft room to be coloring and messing around in here. So I decided I was going to go upstairs to my kitchen and I was going to play with some of my pour paintings. Let me tell you something. Those pour paintings are not as easy as these women make them look. They just pour it on and cells pop up and everything. Nope. Didn't happen. Well, it happened on the first picture I did, and I got lots of cells. Then I was like, oh, this is not so hard. I'm going to use the spinner. And I have a little spinner for, well, it's just like a plate, you know, or a Lazy Susan plate, but it acts as a paint spinner. Well, I took it outside. I did one, and I took it outside, and I was going to spin this art and see if I can get the cells to be bigger. And I guess it was dark, and I underestimated how far it would fling. And let me tell you, I walked away from that spinner because it was light enough. I had the light on, but I couldn't really, it wasn't that good. Well, I'm covered in paint from my head to my toes, on my sneakers, you name it. I don't even know. I have colors on me I wasn't even using last night. So I tried to get it off, but when you do pour painting, it has lacquer in it, polyurethane lacquer. You can't get that off with water. It does not come off, and I can't shower yet until the kids get up for work because it's too late. I'll interrupt their schedules. So I have to wait around for all of that to see if I can get this stuff off in the shower. I've washed my hands like 20 times, and I even used rubbing alcohol on it. I don't want to use anything stronger than alcohol on my skin, so I'm going to just have to see if I can get into the shower when they leave. So I'm really sorry. It's like horrible. So these come with a ton of these erasers. You just pop it in and then pop it in. Very easy. The eraser should be about that much above, or you start running into a little bit of trouble. Then what you want to do is get one of these sanding blocks, And you get these in the hardware store. They're really cheap. They're for spackle. You take your eraser and you run the tip on it. And that puts a point on it. Okay, right there. Now you have, and you'll see why I did it this way. Now I want to create some sort of detail, some sort of texture on this leaf. That this was so small that if you really wanted to have fun with this, you should do the bigger one. The other one that the course comes with, because it's much, much easier to do detail work when it's big and you can actually see and get into the details. I may do it, but if I think I'm going to upload well, it's already uploaded. I think I'm going to release the demo video maybe on Friday. What day is today? I don't even know what day it is. Oh my God, it's Thursday. I'm thinking it's Tuesday. I'm gone. When did it turn Thursday? I swear to God, I thought it was Tuesday. Oh my God, the days just roll into each other. Okay, so once you get a point on this, then you can look for little minute details. And I'm going to give you a hint on where some of them are on this. Right on the stem, there's like a small band. Tiny little band that goes like this. That it's something on the twig or whatever. If you look deep into this leaf, now you don't have to do this, okay? The more details you're going to put into this, the more realistic it's going to look. But it's still going to look realistic because most people do not get up close to that to even see these marks. But if you want to practice getting really realistic, use the blown up picture on the reference photo. Use the one that zooms in and try to get as many of those little details in. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just fun to do. But some of those details are smaller than the point of your pencil. Now, you're not going to be able to get it smaller than the point of your pencil. It's very difficult. You can't make a circle that the inside is not going to smear over. So once you get a very comfortable number of layers on there, and I'm talking about 4 layers, you could take out your eraser and use that. Now, in the middle, you will notice that there is sort of like a very light speckling. Gotta look really deep and close. And what you can do is take the eraser and get that speckle in it. And it becomes almost variegated. Okay? But you can't leave it with just these eraser marks. You have to go back and color over in a lighter color so that it becomes more natural looking in the leaf. So now that looks like there are speckles in that leaf instead of it just being one. Now, another place that you're going to look for your details, I believe it's on this leaf. I didn't do too many of them. Okay, yeah, there is. Now, I did my leaf down here darker than this. And then I took the eraser, and there's some lines in it that are actually yellow, but they're so faint and hard to see that if you take this, use your eraser, and then go back with the yellow pencil, because that's a hint. You're going to need the yellow pencil with this to brighten it up. So if you take the yellow pencil and go over it, you're going to get those little yellow lines. that are so faint, but that's when somebody comes up to your leaf and go, what? How did you get such tiny lines, like such tiny little details? And those are the details that are really fun to do. And they're all over this leaf. So go in and take a look. Now on here, if you notice, some people left it all light. But if you notice on the reference photo, there's some dark. And believe it or not, if you zoom really into the color photo, there's a yellow line that goes around the outside. Okay, you don't have to do that one. I did a little bit of it. And that you can achieve because you really can't draw it in. It'll get smudgy and it'll start make the picture look dirty. But if you take your eraser and you go against the outside, you clean up that smear, that leaf looks much better. It automatically becomes more realistic because it's a hard line that you're creating. Over here, get rid of whatever you can on the outside. And when this goes down, all you do is pop it out, put another one in, sharpen up the tip, and you're good to go. This is your best friend. And another hint about this is, see this? Hair. Hair in a beard. Hair on the head. Doing individual strands of hair in larger groupings of hair. This will automatically create that hair. Watch. See that? Imagine a picture with that. Eyebrows. Doing your eyelashes where you have to clean up the edges because you've been using a pencil and it's smeared. Clean it up with one of these and you'll see you'll get perfectly smooth, beautiful eyelashes. The waterline on an eye, where the well, you guys know where the waterline is where you put the eyeliner. Well, to keep that clean and clear, doing an eye, it's very difficult. You run your eraser against that line, it clears it up. And then, well, there's a white highlight in there. And one of them is the fact that the eye has a highlight in the waterline. You take your eraser and you go over that. And all of a sudden, you've got this beautiful, clear line going underneath. This is not just an eraser. It's a tool. It creates hair. It creates details. Maybe I'll do it Sunday. I'm going to upload that video on Sunday since it's Thursday. Well, maybe Saturday. We'll see. The leaf one, and then I'm going to do the details on the flower. And then we'll be able to move on from there. I promise you, the first two is the hardest. And if you're having trouble with this, remember, you're new. You haven't done this style. You're learning. Don't get frustrated and don't give up. And I tell you what, I won't give up trying to figure out how the heck to do this pour. It's like a comedy. People would have enjoyed it. I'll do another pour until I get it right. If you guys don't give up. Oh, and I forgot. There's not going to be a crafting video this week. Basically, that's my fun channel. I only do it when I craft. And I got some really cool stuff coming on Saturday. I can't wait for it to get here. If you've ever heard of Artists Till Death on YouTube, well, they're a resin artist and she's fantastic. Well, all the good stuff that all the good supplies come out of Australia. So how the Australia people. Okay, Carrie, you got me again on this one. And Mimi, they were making fun of me. I love it. Well, the Australian people get to bitch and moan about the prices of pencils and not being able to get certain brands. Well, try to be an American when all the good stuff comes out of Australia when it comes to resin. And we were lucky that we have Artist Till Death, who's a YouTuber, and she has a shop. This is not a sponsored video because I don't know if YouTuber. This is just a shout out for a really good product. I bought a whole bunch of colors from her, and literally they came, and I was back in her shop. I needed more, so I'm on my second batch, and it's supposed to be here Saturday. The only thing is she's not Amazon. So when you order, just expect to take a couple of weeks to get to you. I mean, she's a single person, her and her boyfriend. They're running the whole operation by themselves. So this is not Amazon. You have to have patience. But with patience, it's a great product. So I have a whole bunch of stuff coming on Saturday, and I don't want to do any more resin projects because that shit's expensive. And I don't want another coaster. Another coaster in the same colors. So I'm waiting for all my good colors, my gold, and I'm getting red and all sorts of other things, goodies in the box on Saturday. It's already in the mail. I've been staring at the UPS tracking for days. I'm just waiting. Like, yeah. So check her out. She's really amazing if you're into resin art. And if you're not into resin art, be careful because this is an addictive hobby. And she makes it look real easy. Yay, I just heard my last child finish showering. The bathroom is mine. I will see you guys in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.